Subscribers, hi viewers, you have seen I was changing the battery for, on the other video I was changing the battery for my Smartisan Pro. So now we're just going to work with this one. And I've explained the reason this phone does not have the battery. So let me show you exactly what happened. And I've explained on the other videos. So what actually happened is I've changed the batteries about 3 times. This is the 4th time on this phone. Like I said, you see here, when the phone gets smashed on the ground or falls on the ground, the battery will normally just break here. So you will have the pin inside, but the battery will no longer be working. So every time I had a problem with the battery which did not work quite effectively and I had to change it. So I normally keep all batteries so that if I got a problem with the new battery, I can just replace the older batteries. But unfortunately, since this started breaking, I've used all my old batteries. On my other video, you would have seen how I received these batteries, how they arrived. And what we're going to do next is I will show you how to change the battery of this phone. So what happened is I dropped my screwdriver. Remember, on my other video, I emphasized that for you to be able to operate this phone, not to damage the screws, not to damage the thing, do not choose the free screwdrivers because they damage the screws. So you have to buy a professional screwdriver to actually work on this. So what you're going to do is we have to remove this part here. You can see I've misplaced the screws and done a lot of things, but anyway, I've opened it a couple of times, and as you can tell, it's got no battery. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to open these screws like this, get the screws out. And I don't have enough screws now, but I bought lots of screws, phone screws. You have to know the specific sizes or anything, because I don't repair other people's phones. These are all my phones, so I try to make sure that I can use any screw as long as the phone is working and as long as the phone is not damaged. Sorry, my hand was on the screen there and I did not realize that. I only realized that now. So what we're going to do is we've got one more screw. I don't know if I have to, I can't remember if I have to open the other ones. The other thing is, you see, I don't know if I have to open this too. You see how easy it is if you're using a professional screwdriver. That's what I suggest, because I used to use this back in the day, but now I'm working with a professional. It's not hard, it's not difficult, it's easy work. So now let me just try to see if this is going to work. Yes, I think I'll need to open the other one. Let me just pull this off. Yeah, I'll have to go for this too. Let me see, pull it off and see if it works. Yes, I have to unscrew the other 2 screws too. I thought I was going to save myself some time and actually make the video. Like I said, this one takes longer to open and replace the battery than the Smartisan Smartisan Pro. So we've got the screws out, everything is out, and everything is ready to go. So the only thing you need to do is to remove this cover. There's cameras and other things there, then you need the pins and everything. But since I'm not using this phone, I'm not just gonna, if you'd watched my other videos, you'd have seen it's a dual SIM card, so it's got 2 SIM cards. But the thing is, you'd have seen how you open this phone and seen the parts inside, because I've got, I'm sure, about 2 videos when I'm working on this phone. So this is the bit you remove, the bit that breaks when the phone falls. So I need to put the phone back in the cover. The Smartisan Pro, I use it for mining cryptos, and some trades. This one I used for authentications of my accounts and other things. I've got another phone. I've got these. I've got lots of these cheap phones that I buy. I do some reviews. I've got some tablets as well, but I realize with technology now these things will be obsolete. So I now need to upgrade in something that's professional and something that's not going to give me any problems, because some things over here in China on my new phone, you don't have Google Play Store, so getting a VPN or doing other things as well, you might have some problems on that. But anyway, now we're putting back the screws. So you've seen the process of what you do. Remember, like what I said, when putting in the screws, one does not need to screw very tight. You just let's go in. You just screw until the screw gets a grip, because this is inside the phone, and you see now, you just leave it like that. If you screw until you damage the inside screws, then you've got to change the screws. And always remember where you got the screws out. But I know I've messed up the top screws, these particularly top screws here, and but here I know these are the ones that come here, so I'm just going to stick with this first. The other thing of keeping the screws in the right places and remembering the size is because that's what the manufacturers do. They give you the phones with where they know the screws are, and I'm sure this one I'm putting in at the moment is a screw I bought personally when I was just looking for the screws, because I'd lost some during the repairing process. So this one is not going in there, so I'll take it out. But let me try with the outside screws and you see exactly where we are. Repairing a phone, it's actually an easy process, but I can say the screws part, remembering which screw it is and where does it go, that's the most complicated part. And you'll need a picture and camera, but if you're working fast like me, sometimes it don't matter, because these are just toy phones. These are not professional phones for me. These are the phones that I can just review and work on them and do other things as well. And I've used them in the past. I can't say I did not use them in the past. These were my main phones in the past. But at the moment, I've got a Huawei P40 and my professional phones. And I've got a, what do you call, a Xiaomi, a Redmi. So a Redmi Pro. Is it Redmi something? That's the one I'm using to film now, so I'll have to double check. Okay, now with the screws, you see this screw was done proper tight, so I need to find a way to get a grip. Okay, it gets a grip here, so we just put it there. Like I said, there's missing screws on this part of the phone, so let's just find where we can put the last one. I broke my other tripod. Remember, I used to have a bigger, longer tripod. Somewhere it fell and broke. I need to buy a tripod, but at the moment, I don't need one, because this was just gonna be 2 of the few off videos. Okay, the screw there. Okay, we're just gonna leave it there. So now the phone, I've changed the batteries in a space of 10 minutes, 2 phone batteries. Okay, we're coming down here. Close the phones. And let's see, I might, the problem is I did a very stupid move. Yes, I closed the phone without switching it on. First, make sure that the battery switches on and the phone works. So now we've got 2 phones that we changed. These are my old phones, just need to replace the battery. And this one, I'll get a SIM card for it. This is The last phone I got to try to see some review on the cheap phones, Chinese. I can't remember the name actually, but it doesn't disappoint me. But the battery does not last long. This is one of the old versions. I was just doing a review on Chinese old phones, so we're just gonna cover this one. I bought this phone for 165 RMB, which is technically something like a good 20 pounds, I can say. Yeah, a good 20 pounds. At 20 pounds, maybe something 25 US dollar. It is a good phone that I've used. Yeah, like what I was saying, all my phones have got this. You've got these, all my tablets and laptop. Remember what I use them for? To cover your camera. So this is another gadget that you got to see. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Ask any questions if you can or if you want, and leave a comment. I would really appreciate if you leave a comment and click on the notification button. I would like to emphasize that this channel is not mainly for doing what I'm showing you right now at the moment. This channel is for my stay in China, just what like life is like in China.